What do you think are the emotions you feel when you feel connected to other people? Jordan.
Well, how did mindfulness start?
How did it start? Wow, that's a big question.
Try to close your eyes. And maybe take a deep breath in and then open your mouth and
My name is Melissa Winger. I teach third grade at Mitchell Math and Science Elementary. Since we've been doing mindfulness at our school, whether they're practicing finding focus, which is exactly what I need them to use when they're taking a test. They're practicing, if they get angry or excited, finding their breath. They're practicing, if they fail, trying something again. You also see students from when they're in second grade, they're still using the same breathing techniques when they're in fifth grade. It's giving them tools to control their emotions, which is something that they can use immediately in their daily lives. Now, 7 or 8 years later, teachers are practicing yoga and the students are using it. You can see them, they're telling me when I need to be taking a deep yoga breath. It's a really powerful tool. It's kind of like a superpower.
Remember we practiced gratitude the other day? So what do you think some of the emotions of connection are? I'm going to write down our owner's manual here.
Mindfulness came in and it helped bring that mental aspect into it and how to understand what your body's feeling, how to recognize signals and sensations. I don't have a lot of adversity day to day in my life. But my kids, a lot of them bounce around from house to house. They don't know where they're staying. They don't know what dinner is. They have trouble even finding time to do their homework. To teach them how to calm down, how to deal with anger and frustration is invaluable because I know that they use it to evaluate situations that are troublesome. And then I see them doing it in here. It's very powerful.
Because you know what the brain scientists have found? If we stay with these things for 30 to 60 seconds, we start to build those neural pathways we've talked about. So is everybody ready for a moment of practice?
Yes.
What's the first thing of a mindful body?
Feel your feet.
Feel your feet. Actually really feel. So everybody really, don't just think about it. We're actually talking about noticing it, feeling it very carefully now. So feel your feet. Now what's the second piece of it?
feel your back.
Feel your back, the back of the chair. So everybody's going to connect to their anchor. Everybody knows their anchor?
Yes.
Chest rising and falling with each breath. Or that air moving, the sensation of air moving in and out the tip of your nose. So now you can rest your hands back on your lap. And now we know where our anchor is. We're going to really just lay our attention very gently and kindly on that anchor for just a little bit here.
I also think there's a lot to be said about the quality of instructors that we have. I've had 3 or 4 and they're all wonderful. And if they're not connecting with the kids, it doesn't matter. So they do a really good job of getting instructors that love the kids and that are trying to help the kids. So all in all, I think it's a wonderful program and I'd like to see it in more places.
I like mindfulness because when I'm really angry, Mr. Gary helped me to calm down. He introduced me to a lot of breaths that I can do when you're angry, like candle breath and bumblebee breath. When you do candle is like this, like you're holding like a real candle and you breathe really hard. And bumblebee breath is when you do, and then you bzzz out. I use it when I'm really angry, like when I'm angry at my brothers and sisters for breaking one of my stuff. I use it a lot. I go in a room. It's better when you go in a room by yourself. And I do it like 10 times before I go back up the room. And then I be happy again.
I like about mindfulness is that it helps me like get all the stress off of me. And when we do our deep breaths and we close our eyes, that helps me relieve all the stress off of me that I was carrying with me. And the thing I like about yoga is like it helps like we had yoga one day on testing, and it helps me like get my mind focused, and it helps me like get ready for the test, and like I can do it, and like it gets my body energized. I feel happy that I'm inside the mindfulness and yoga class. I like it. I wouldn't want to trade it for nothing else.
There is a Mitchell way of how we conduct ourselves. But if I talk to professionals, colleagues in other schools, they just tell me how wonderful it is here and how much our kids are respectful and of each other and just kind to each other and work together well. And I think if it continues and more classes start practicing mindfulness intentionally, then it only can improve.
We could really start to create a whole classroom where that happens, a whole neighborhood where that happens, because it's contagious, as we've talked about a lot of times. So, thank you for practicing mindfulness.
Thank you.
There's a parallel between academic growth and social emotional growth, and I do think that the mindfulness helps kids perform well. But just remembering to practice, and just that we have 18 kids and a teacher all checking each other to make sure that we feel good. I really don't know what I'd do without it. So much of what we do is build community, and it's just the foundation of our community is all mindfulness and looking out for each other.